Hello class, this is a intro on how to use Excel, and we're going to use it for some of our exponential relationship calculations. So, first thing, since we're going to use it on this example of the beg, borrow, and compound interest, I'm going to go ahead and name these month and money here, because those are the two columns we have in our data. So, we want the months to increase to make a table, so we want them to go 1, 2, 3, so on. But I don't want to sit there and enter all the numbers all the way down. Excel is smart. What you can do is you can teach it the pattern and it'll keep the pattern going. So I'm going to highlight enough of the data so that it knows the pattern. So if I highlight 2 of the numbers, it knows it's increasing by 1 every time. Then you take your cursor and you get this little black plus at the bottom. When you have that, click, hold the click, and drag. And you can see the numbers getting bigger and bigger as I go down. So we'll drag it out there for a while. Count it up to 103 there. Okay, scroll back up to the top. Alright, what we want to be able to do is make formulas. So anytime you're going to make a formula, you're going to put in an equal sign to start. So for this, our formula might start, and I'll give you a hypothetical formula here. Maybe it's going to be 8 times the number of months. And notice when I did times, I used Shift 8, which is that asterisk. So this is going to give us 8 times this number over here. And so I clicked on A2 and it appeared in my screen there, and now it's going to do 8 times whatever's over in that cell. Okay, 8. So if I keep dragging the formula down, I don't need to highlight multiple things because the formula is in one box. So I'm going to drag this down, and ultimately we made the 8's times table here up through 16. We can keep going, but this is the basic way to make a formula. Some other things you can do is you can make a formula where it's based off of the previous amount of information. So if I go ahead and clear this information out of here for us, I can say, okay, I want you to take the number before and I want you to add 3 to it. Okay, I can drag that down, and look, every time we go down to a new line, we've added 3 from the previous line. Terrific. Lots of different ways we can add formulas, but that's the basics to it. Some other things that we can do is we can rename our cells. Like this is the month cell. We can rename that up here, month. And we can rename money. We can rename it, instead of calling B1, that's its like row and column number, we can rename it so that that cell is actually the money cell. Let's say we want to add some other information off to the side. We want to put our principal amount. Okay, well in this problem our principal amount was $100. So there we've put principal there. Now I'm going to label the cell that has that information in it. I'm going to label that principal. Terrific. Okay, so now maybe I want month 1 to be equal to my principal. Ooh, see how in the formula I typed equals principal, and it went and got that cell from over here because that cell is now called principal. Okay, well now let's make our formula equal to principal times rate. Well, what's rate? We haven't defined rate yet, so let's go ahead and make the rate. Okay, rate, and we'll make the rate 1.5. That's a pretty big rate, but we have to name this cell now our rate. Terrific. See, now as soon as we updated it here, it updated over here. So we could drag that formula down, although it's the same formula every time. It's not based off of the month. So let's change this formula now. We can go back and change a formula by going up to the formula bar. We don't want it to be necessarily the principal times the rate. We really want it to be the previous number times the rate. So we'll go ahead and say we want it to be this number times the rate. And now we have to drag your formula down because you've updated things. Oh, so now look, those numbers are getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Now this number is equal to the principal. So watch how it happens. I can change one of these numbers, 200, all the numbers below change. 300, all those numbers change. If I change my rate, make it 2, it's really going to get big. Oh, actually it looks a little smaller because the decimals are gone. But if we make it bigger, it changes the numbers right away. So that's the first lesson in how to use Excel to help yourself make a table. We'll do some more later, but that will get you at least started. Thanks so much for watching.